Don't mess your face up with bitter tears. 'Cause life is gonna be what it is. It's okay, so don't delay from smiling. There are brighter days ahead. Bum 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 bum. But y'all can tell it's my favorite part, can't you? Bum 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 bum. Okay, that's enough. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fam. How y'all doing? It's Easter Sunday. Welcome once again to the Mental House. I am your host, Khadijah. Oh boy, I am going to answer a question today that I got from a sub. Anton, I believe that's your name, sir. And you asked me an interesting question. I don't know if it's because you saw, I don't remember if you said that you saw or if it has something to do with the picture you saw of me and Farrakhan on my Facebook page. And y'all can follow me on Facebook at DJ Anwar. Um, and let's talk. But I don't know if that's why you found that, because a lot of people don't, never don't, are not recognizing Farrakhan without a suit and tie on. But no, that had nothing to do with anything. He prayed with me and for me that day, and a friend of mine, and so I appreciate it. But no, that has nothing to do with anything. And he asked the question, what made me leave the N.O.I? Well, first of all, as most children, nothing in particular, uh, because my parents introduced me to all the religions. They are responsible for my introduction to mainstream religion. My father, again, was a Pentecostal, and I think I talked about this in some prior videos. And he's a three-generation deep of you know, preacher son, preacher kid. The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. No, that's my dad. Trust me. Um, and he converted to Islam a few years before I was born. So I had no control of it, and you know, but if I was to go on as an older adult, I would say there's sometimes you look back in hindsight and you can always see certain things that may shape your opinion or the way you see, yeah, your opinion about things. I remember the conversation in which a man who had a bunch of kids, and I must have been about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, and somebody asked him if any one of his kids did not submit to the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what would he do? And he said that he would shake the dust from his feet and he would disown them. And he would no longer accept them as his offspring. That conversation stuck with me, and I was a very small child because for some reason I felt like that's what my father would do to me. I don't know, or that's how I felt about either one of my parents. You could take a pick. I don't know if I necessarily was small enough when I was thinking it was just him. But that just conversation stuck out in my mind, and he was a real devout FOI that said that. Anyway, flash forward to modern day. My father, when he realized that I was going to have a child, he told me that I should either have an abortion or never speak to him again. I mean, I don't know how crazy that is for a father to even say something like that. And I also don't want to act like my father is any representation or spokesperson for the Nation of Islam. But I think that since he introduced me to that kind of thinking, and I heard that type of dogma, I think that as a parent or even as a kid, that just struck me as, wow, it's so final, so cruel. Oh well. Um, but what happened was, again, 29 years ago, 27 years ago, because my daughter's 27 years old, and I haven't spoken to my father since. And what he said, he meant, and because um, that's not his idea of what he thought my life should be, he gave me that ultimatum. And it's obvious that I chose life because y'all see my little beautiful grandbaby. I think I've had her on a couple times where she's been in the background. But I'm so glad I chose life because that was the most hurtful thing. It was in that moment that I knew my father never loved me. He couldn't. Because how could he say anything, something so cruel? And I think I hated all, I mean, that, whatever he introduced me to, that had a lot to do to shape my mindset. The same thing with the Christians and the, um, because once I made a record, of course they hated me when it wasn't, when I stopped singing in church. So, but I think the biggest impact, what it let me know, and it's nothing personal against the Nation of Islam, is that I looked at all organized religion that way. Hell, I even look at Hollywood as being a fraternity. You ever notice how they pass the women around to each, because they don't want nobody usually from outside that circle to really not know what's going on, to having that intricate circle, because it's a fraternity. And just like any organized religion, if you think different than the Baptists, then the Baptists don't think that you are saved. And if you think different than the Pentecostals who went down in Jesus' name and for the remission of their sins, and if you're different than them, then you know it's all dogma. So in my heart and in my mind, it's not one thing in particular. I just always say I didn't come into this world with a Bible or a Quran strapped to my ass. And so I instinctively know, instinctively, unless something is deranged, messed up, I know certain things I'm not supposed to do. And I don't think a religion can take me there. Only really getting inside to know myself will take me there. So nothing personal against the Nation of Islam, and I didn't leave because it's still one of the most respected organizations. And I love anybody that speaks truth to power, and anybody that you know is a light bearer or tries to bring the truth to people as they see it. So I have the utmost respect for you know the Nation of Islam, but there's nothing in particular that made me leave, and that it is what it is. Okay, so I hope I answered your question. Thank you very much for asking, and if you got any more questions, just keep them coming, because that's why we're here. Just leave it right here at the mental house. Thanks for being there, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.